Hey there, YouTube. Thanks for popping by the old Pick Six podcast feed. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on the video as well. And turn on alerts so you'll know when we go live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pick Six podcast, CBS Sports Daily NFL podcast. I'm Brinson. I'm your host. It is Wednesday, May 18th. If you are listening to the podcast in audio form, if you are watching on YouTube, youtube.com/pick6 live every day at 1 p.m. from now until the rest of eternity. It is Tuesday, May 17th. We are hanging out and we're going to do some quarterback tiers today with my good super friends, Ryan Wilson and John Breech. What's up, fellas?
Breech, have you heard Brinson ever sound less excited to spend a few minutes with us?
And I think we haven't done a podcast together in like 2 weeks, 10 days since the schedule. Yeah. It's been a while. I thought maybe he would be sad or overjoyed that we are here with him, but I guess not.
Nope.
I love talking to you guys. I'm not unexcited about it. I'm just like, it's just had a long weekend, wedding weekend. And the other thing is, your
wife got remarried? Great. Congratulations.
Wait, is the wedding coming up this week? Or
no, my buddy Will Newman got married. Will and Braden Newman got married. Newman!
He missed an opportunity there. If he would have married someone named Grace, could have been Will and Grace.
Oh, good call, Breech.
That's always a good reason to marry somebody.
Breech is on fire. Was it his first wedding?
Yeah, he's younger. They're younger.
His first wedding this year.
They got married in High Point, my hometown, and got to go back and hang out.
You know what High Point's claim to fame is, Breech?
That it's next door to Low Point.
Furniture capital of the world.
It's the what?
Furniture capital of the entire world.
What?
Yes.
Furniture?
The furniture capital of the world.
Why do they make so much furniture?
Also home to Tubby Smith.
I don't know if I believe any of this.
That is true. And Tubby Smith just retired from coaching at High Point University.
Oh, I didn't know he went back there. Good for old Tubby. What a great nickname, Tubby Smith.
Tubby Smith, I guess probably the third most famous person to ever come out of High Point.
Who, your buddy and his wife, and then Tubby?
Behind me, obviously. And then
you're from High Point?
Oh, God.
I thought you were from Raleigh.
I just said they got married in my hometown of High Point, North Carolina.
As you know, we're not listening to each other.
How is this even possible? And number two, of course, Fantasia, who won.
Oh, right. Fantasia.
Season 1 of American Idol.
One of those shows, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
If you pull into High Point, it says home of Fantasia.
Is Ryan Seacrest from North Carolina too?
I don't know that.
He may not be. I thought one of those other guys were too.
Dunwoody, Georgia.
I knew he's from the South. I was close. Two states off.
Yep, just several thousand miles off. 100 miles off, maybe. Anyway, Jason Lockenfora, our colleague and friend, did a quarterback tiers ranking on CBSSports.com. And, not helpfully says, Kelly Clarkson was season 1 of American Idol? I didn't know she was American Idol. I thought she was just, like, famous.
Oh, no. I'd never watched that show, but I think I remember her being
Season 3 was Fantasia.
You guys want to hear an embarrassing fun fact? I've been to...
You were season 2.
Multiple Kelly Clarkson concerts in my life.
By the way, Brent, before we get going, last week, the last time you bailed on the Mailbag podcast, one concert you have to attend every week for the rest of your life. Breech selected Hootie. Mm-hmm. Nada selected Prince cover band because Prince is with our dear Lord Jesus Christ. And I selected Tribe. So who are you going with? Once a week you go to this concert. It's going to be something stupid, Breech, like Fish or Rage Against the...
Panic?
Panic, yeah. Thank you.
It's the widespread panic against the machine or something.
Yeah, Panic Against the
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going. Probably Fish or maybe Fish or widespread. Wow, that's a freebie.
It's a lot of acid.
Not really that much.
What you say? I don't know if it's that much.
I don't think it's that much. Yeah. Is Fantasia still singing and doing stuff?
I don't know. You're the mayor of High Point. You tell us.
I don't really see anything. Should be turning 38 soon. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, time's.
I'll be turning 41 a couple of weeks.
Time's getting away from us.
Wilson will be hitting his.
Don't say it.
Say it.
50th anniversary in a few weeks.
49. I'm 8 years older than you idiots.
I meant your anniversary.
How am I going to be married longer than I was alive?
It was meant to be.
Oh,
Prearranged wedding.
Right.
Actually, my parents are coming up 50th wedding anniversary, June 1st.
That's a good run. I don't know what's the 50th anniversary thing, Breech. Like wood is year 1, I think. Paper's year 1. What's 50?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even to 5 yet.
Gosh.
Breech is like 5 is like cat fur or something. It's like gives Rachel this like little like scarf. It's like, oh my god, this is so wonderful, John.
Oh no, he 100% knitted socks out of cat fur.
It's the golden anniversary. We're dumb. 50th is the golden anniversary.
There you go.
I mean, 50 is sort of the like 50 and 75 are kind of the big.
75. You're just like, let me out of this.
That's like 10's the big one. 10's the first big milestone. You have to
Yes, thank you, John. 10, 25 are also very important. But what 50 is kind of like if you're 50 is like first of all, both of you have to live that long. So you both have to make it like for you both have to make it past like 75 more than likely.
So Breech, you're looking at the list. What's 10?
Oh, I wasn't looking at.
Oh, I thought you were looking at. All right, never mind. All right, let's get things to do. Let's get this going.
So the quarterback tiers, and before we get into the quarterback tiers, or we can JLC's heroes tiers. Tier 1.
It sounds like you're talking about him crying. By the way,
I know. Tears for Fears.
Yeah, Tears for Fears are great too. Everybody wants to.
10th anniversary is aluminum.
That sucks.
Yeah, buy your wife some siding.
Here's a Coke can, lady.
He said you like Diet Coke. Tier 1 is bona fide franchise quarterbacks. Pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Tier 2, let's get through tier 1 because I think this is kind of the easiest one, and then it gets a little dicey without JLC set it up. All right, let me know if there's anybody that I name who you would not have in this tier. This is JLC's list. Patrick Mahomes. We're all good with that. Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen. Justin Herbert. Lamar Jackson. Russell Wilson. Matthew Stafford. Joseph Burrow.
How many tiers are there? 5?
We will probably alter things a little bit. He has tier 7. He has 7 tiers.
So bona fide franchise quarterbacks is the heading for his. So yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously there's some variation within this group, but I did a quick ranking of these guys, and the lowest rated guy I think was Joe Burrow, and I had Joe Burrow ranked as I had Lamar ranked as the 11th best quarterback. I did a quick math there.
I think he doesn't really explain it, but I think the general logic is either capable of winning an MVP or capable of winning a Super Bowl. Like you get to the playoffs with this quarterback and they can carry you to the Super Bowl or to a title.
Let me throw out 2 names real quick that I had on my top 10 that aren't on this, and for reasons that you were sort of alluding to. Dak Prescott and Derek Carr.
Yeah, I don't think that they would quite meet the classifications. So for instance, every quarterback in this class or in this tier has either won a Super Bowl, Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers,
Burrow,
Wilson, Stafford, has been to a Super Bowl, Burrow, and lost, has won an MVP, Lamar Jackson, or we feel like could win an MVP, Allen and Herbert.
Win an MVP / go to the Super Bowl.
Well, one of those guys has not even been to the playoffs.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, speak up, Breech. Your mic is acting up.
Yeah, I just feel like Herbert is. I mean, I'm not ready to move Herbert down a tier. I understand.
It's not Herbert's fault that they haven't gone to the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Breech. What are there names that you don't want on this list? Names you want on this list? I mentioned Dak and Derek Carr.
No, I think, when we look at the rest of JLC's tiers and we'll get down to them, you could put Burrow in the rising stars category, or Herbert in the Rising Stars category.
Well, let me ask you this: who's better, Herbert or Joe Burrow? If you put both of them on the Lions, who do you want?
Burrow.
Brinson.
It's really close.
Is it? I feel like I'm taking Justin Herbert just for the athleticism. I love Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, I mean, it's really close.
Okay.
I wouldn't have a problem moving. See, I think I just have an issue with JLC's like the names of the tiers. That would be my beef. Is like I would want bona fide franchise quarterbacks, and that'd be like, one step, like not one step below. He has his second tier is top pros proven. Okay, so do we want to take Herbert out of this group?
I don't, but we can do majority rules.
No, we don't have to.
I don't. I'm not. I mean, this is also like
good. There's no like that. Let me be clear on that. Herbert. I'm either saying put him in this franchise group or put him in the Rising Star group based on JLC's tiers. So
here's the thing: if we're taking one name out of this list, my top two names, it's gonna be Matthew Stafford and Thomas Brady. Those are the first two names I'm dropping.
What?
What?
Oh, wow.
Well, Tom Brady's playing another year before he buys a team or does whatever he's doing. I wonder if this is the year that he probably is just closer to average. He'll still be great, whatever. I get it.
I wouldn't take that. Yeah.
And Matt Stafford, as we've talked about and we're not talking to irrational Brinson, he was okay last year. He wasn't like lights out.
He threw for well over 4,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. He was great last year.
I would think the Super Bowl was perfectly emblematic of the year that Matthew Stafford had, where
Matthew Stafford's not coming off this top list. That's outrageous. The three names that you would take off this list would be Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson. If you're down to next level guys that you think you can win a Super Bowl with, but you don't know you can.
Look how mad he's getting, Breech. Go ahead.
I know, and I was saying to Wilson's
Joe Burrow, he won a Super Bowl.
To Wilson's point, the Super Bowl was very emblematic of Stafford's season with the Rams, where he threw those 2 interceptions. You're like, oh my God. But then he played so well. He's throwing no-look passes. He throws 3 touchdown passes.
But Breech, he threw the arm punt to who's the San Francisco defender who dropped it?
To Tart.
Yeah, Jaquiski Tart.
That wasn't in the Super Bowl.
That's the point.
And also, you like oh my God, the interception in the Super Bowl. One wasn't even his fault.
Anyway, go ahead, Breech.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is that. But
Breech is still making up excuses for the Super Bowl L that the Bengals took.
There we go. You ruffled his feathers.
Missed.
Brinson's on edge.
He is on edge. He can't make a good argument for why.
If you're taking anybody out of this list,
I told you who my two are.
You're taking out Tom Brady
or Matthew Stafford.
You're a fool.
You, sir, are a fool.
I would be taking out the 3 guys on this list who have never been signed to a contract extension by the team that drafted them.
That's because they're the youngest people on this list.
Well, then you could put them in the Rising Stars or like you could put Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, and Joe Burrow in the next tier as like.
Well, let me ask you this, Brinson. If we're having the franchise quarterbacks list, and obviously JLC has 9 guys here on the top tier.
Yeah.
If there was a draft tomorrow among NFL teams,
no, that's not. No,
he's taking Matthew Stafford.
No, it's a franchise QB is exactly that. Who are the first 9 quarterbacks taken? They're the franchise quarterbacks.
I think this is the list of guys that are taken.
You just got dunked on by Breech.
I didn't get dunked on. How did I get dunked on?
Breech is right, though. I
didn't. I didn't dunk on him.
My whole point is I'm fine with this list and would like to move on to the next tier so we can keep going in the stupid.
Just take Matthew Stafford off and I'd be okay with it.
My God, you're just trolling. So my issue is like his second tier is top pros and proven winners.
Oh my God, I read 2022 quickly and I thought it said Ryan, Wilson. I was like, how did I get this?
and I just think that like if I'm having a second, like I want a second tier that's okay. All right. If we want to call it that tier, that's fine. You wouldn't move like Joe Burrow and Ryan Tannehill down to top pros proven winners, right? Like they're too, you know what I'm saying? Like they're too like
young.
Yeah. I would, however, move. He has Matt Ryan and Deshaun Watson. And I would move up Derek Carr. Yeah. Tier 2, not a correctly identifies, not top tier, but still good. I would move up Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins,
nope,
Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, and maybe Ryan Tannehill into that.
No, that's too liberal. How many tiers are you going to have? I guess is the question. If you're only having 3 tiers, yes. 4
Well, I
tiers.
mean, he has no one. He has literally an empty tier of like he has no one in the tier of Rising Stars.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. It's hard to do because we're sort of doing Jason's and we're redoing ours on the fly. But I get the guys you're saying. I'm down on Kirk Cousins. You like him more. I think Breech does as well. And the other one you mentioned, Tannehill, a hard pass on Tannehill. I could be talked into Kirk Cousins. Tannehill, no. The other ones I'm okay with.
Yeah, and the only guy I think Dak Prescott needs to be on this tier.
Yeah, I think he said Dak.
Yeah, no, Wilson.
I think Derek Carr needs to be on that tier too.
Yeah, Derek Carr. I think we all agree.
Okay.
I don't Breech, you're all right with Derek Carr there, right?
Yeah,
What about Kyler Murray?
I don't know. Like it's hard to tell. Is he going to be angry if he doesn't get a contract? He and Cliff Kingsbury mailed in every December.
He's getting a contract.
But I do agree with Brinson's point from the original tier where if a guy has not got his second contract, then he should still qualify for the Rising Stars tier. He should either qualify for the franchise QB tier or the Rising Stars, not for this top pros proven winners, because you haven't been around long enough. So I put Kyler in the Rising Stars tier.
So, Brinson, I'll ask you the same question I asked Breech last time we talked when you were off fishing or whatever you were doing. Regarding Deshaun Watson, if you are the Browns, would you rather have Deshaun Watson? Would you rather be without Deshaun Watson for the first 3 weeks and the last 3 weeks, or without him for the first 7 weeks? In terms of suspensions, like I'm thinking of creative ways to suspend them if you're the NFL.
Did you ask me that, or
yeah, I've already asked Breech.
Just Breech. What was I saying again? Sorry.
I mean, imagine being married to this person, Breech, just staring out the wall.
That's why AK got remarried over the weekend.
Would you rather be? Would you rather be?
I was wondering why he's being so quiet. He's never been that quiet for that long.
I was thinking about
except when his wife's talking to him and he's.
Oh my God! Just ask me the question again.
If you're the Browns, would you rather be without Deshaun Watson for weeks 1 through 3, and then the final 3 weeks, or the first 7 weeks?
1 through 3, and no. That's a good question. 1 through 3 and the final 3, because that's 6 versus 7.
Yeah, but the final 3 could be incredibly important, and you get the first 7 out of the way.
Sure.
Great talk.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Brinson, apparently we were on the same page because Wilson's just trying to push this crazy suspend. I want the fewest games. I don't care where they are on the calendar. I don't care how it's.
All right.
You can say you want to be suspended all the odd games and half the even games. I want half the even games.
What about this, Breech? First 7 games or last 6 games then?
Last 6.
Dang, you staying with it. All right. Fair enough.
Okay. So top pros, proven winners. We're going to add Derek Carr and Dak Prescott. I think that's fair. We are not going to add Kyler Murray. I feel like Kirk Cousins like this embodies everything about this tier.
No, tier 4, which JLC has him in, is called "You Can Win with Them." Bah. That's what Kirk Cousins is.
Yeah,
you can win with him. Your ceiling is not the Super Bowl. That's it. You know, Ryan Tannehill, your ceiling is not the Super Bowl. These are guys, they might get you to the playoffs.
Your ceiling is the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, these tiers, by the way, as I look through them and see the titles of them, aren't necessarily linear. He's just
correct.
Like tier 3, for example.
Tier 3 is probably better than tier 2.
That's right. It's just a different label based on the age.
Yeah. So the issue is JLC made the list several years ago, and now is like putting, like keeping the same names on the tiers instead of just re-tiering everything. At any rate, I just don't think there's that big a difference between Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins.
There's a huge difference.
Is there?
Yeah. Like, okay. I'm trying to think. What's the team? Let's see. What's the team?
I would take Derek Carr over Kirk Cousins
every day of the week. I'm trying to think. Oh, all right. Let's do. Would you rather have Derek Carr on the Vikings or would you have Kirk Cousins on the Vikings?
I don't think there's a huge difference. I mean,
there's a remarkably huge difference.
All right. Derek Carr is 57 and 70 in his career. 65% completions. Averages. How many yards does he average? Come on, PFR.
He's playing on some bad teams, though.
Can't do them.
Kirk Cousins is playing on some average to above average teams every year.
Oh my God, he played for Washington, Minnesota. Oh my God, man. All right, Derek Carr's the math machine on PFR doesn't want to throw me a bone here. Anyway, like Kirk Cousins averages 4,200 passing yards per season, completes 68% of his passes, 57 and 52 in his career. Averages about 30 touchdowns and 10 picks a season. Like they're just sort of the same player, man.
Okay, you take him, and we'll take Derek Carr. Like if I'm the Steelers,
I understand how you see that. Like
if I'm the Steelers, I'd much rather have Derek Carr than Kirk Cousins. Like it's not even close. I would give a first round pick for Derek Carr. I would be mad about giving up a third round pick for Kirk Cousins.
What? You would rather give up a first round pick for Derek Carr than a third round pick for Kirk Cousins? No way in hell.
I mean, I was on your side, Wilson, until you just said that.
That idiot. Like, what
sound like me talking about Gardner Minshew. What is
what
happening?
are you? An idiot sandwich.
You two idiots are the bread. It's like I'm talking to my 10-year-old with you two morons.
No wonder your terrible hot takes got Brady Quinn trending on Twitter.
I didn't do nothing. I just put it out.
My point is that I just think both guys have caps. Like their ceilings are capped in terms of what they're going to be on any given year. I don't feel confident that either one is going to win me a Super Bowl.
Well, that's why you're not an owner of a football team. I was going to say you're not a fan of a team. You're the Panthers fan, but you don't like to talk about it. I'm just telling. All right, Breech, here you go.
The Steelers paid Mitch Trubisky and drafted Kenny Pickett, but I mean, sure.
Well, Breech, if you're the Bengals and Joe Burrow is taking a year off to ride his bicycle across the country, who do you want? Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins?
He's already said he likes Derek Carr better.
Yeah, definitely Derek Carr.
All right, first
Derek Carr takes more risks. If you have good receivers, I would rather have a quarterback who's willing to take risks than Mr. Check Down and play it safe Kirk Cousins.
Derek Carr's been Mr. Check Down. Oh my God. Look, they are just not.
Yes, Derek Carr has absolutely been that, but he's over the past year or two, he's gone a little bit of a change.
They're just not meaningfully different quarterbacks.
They are.
I don't disagree with that. And the thing is, that is the other tier that JLC should have added is this guy might get you the playoffs, but you're not winning a Super Bowl with him. And that's where we would have lumped Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill. And
see, that's what I sort of think this is. Top pros, proven winners. It's
top pros, proven winners feels like guys you could maybe win a Super Bowl with. I think Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson could both win a Super Bowl.
I mean, Matt Ryan had sure.
Yeah,
I don't know about it this point. I don't think this
team Matt Ryan's ever been on. The Colts could win the Super Bowl this year.
It's not the best team he's been on.
It's he's been playing since 2008. It's one of the top 3 teams he's ever been on. Top 3 rosters he's ever played with.
I don't know if that's correct.
And I'm saying top 1 because he's never played with a defense this good, along with he's never had this type of rushing attack. The receiver's really the only question since he played with Julio from 2011 till whatever 2009.
I guess it's only just kind of a question, right? Michael Pittman in his 3rd year versus Julio freaking Jones at his prime. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the rest of the roster. Receivers aren't the only part of the roster. I said this is the best roster. You're pinpointing one position. Jonathan Taylor's better than any running back you ever played with in Atlanta. And
he played on 2 13-win teams.
Okay.
In Atlanta, and then on an 11-5 team where he won AP MVP. Like let's see how this team is first, where we call it the 3rd best team of his career.
Top 3. You could say maybe 2, maybe 1, but
no,
top 3.
Top 4.
I'm going to say top 3.
This is, oh my God, this is so stupid.
So you don't think Matt Ryan can win a Super Bowl? Is it because he's playing for the Colts and Phillip Rivers couldn't win one? Are you still bitter about that, Brinson?
I said I like Matt Ryan this year. I'm saying that I think Matt Ryan at his age of 37, it's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday, Matt Ryan, May 17th, 1985. I think that he qualifies as a top pro / proven winner, somebody you can win with, but we don't think is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Okay.
I think he's going to win the Super Bowl this year. I said it right now. I'm saying it.
All right.
You're not picking the Colts to win the Super Bowl.
I'm picking the Colts.
He's picking whoever you pick, so you back out.
I can't believe I talked about him picking the Rams and the Rams won it all. That's an all-timer.
And then he tried to talk himself back into it like we didn't have receipts.
But the irony is that they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
I mean, that is a great irony.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question, Brinson, that I asked Breech. We were talking about Elon Musk for some reason on the Mailbag podcast. What do you think Breech said to this question? I said, Breech, you can be guaranteed a Bengals Super Bowl in the next 5 years? At least once to win a Super Bowl. Maybe they win all 5. You don't know. Or would you rather have the payout of the SEC fine that Elon Musk had to pay for? What was it about, Breech? He said 420 something. Like he was making a pot joke about Tesla or something. He tweeted it out, and the SEC fined him a certain amount. Would you rather have that amount, which actually turned out to be $20 million, or would you rather be guaranteed? What do you think Breech said?
Breech took the money.
In a second, he took the money.
Didn't even flinch.
$20 million.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, screw
I
that.
told Wilson I would buy front row tickets to every Super Bowl for the next 5 years and wear a Bengals jersey. It doesn't matter if they're playing it.
That would
I have
make you a
$20 million.
huge loser.
No.
Yes,
It'd be like-
you're what? You go to a Super Bowl with a bunch of other teams? And
I would be the Marlins man of Super Bowls. I'd be in the
Makes
front
you a
row with
huge
my
loser.
$20 million. People would be celebrating, wondering if I'm going to show up every year.
No, no one would think that. Everyone
Everyone.
would be like, "Is that dumbass in the Bengals jersey coming back, thinking that they're going to be here when they're not?" Because did you say I'm the Marlins man of the Super Bowl? Do you think
That's
people
good.
respect and like Marlins man?
He's
I
rich.
don't care. I think there are some people that would like to sit front row at multiple sporting events. So in that sense, they respect them, but maybe they don't like them.
I wonder if anyone's taking the Super Bowl. Like who? Like a Lions fan or a Browns fan?
Why doesn't Brinson, why don't you tweet that out? Would you rather have $20 million or your favorite team is guaranteed to win at least one Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
I mean, I think 90%
would
of the people are
Super
taking the
Bowl?
$20 million.
Everyone. You got to lower the dollar amount to like 20,000.
I didn't know what the fine was. I just guessed it. Let me look the fine up. All right, what about
I think $20,000 would be, or maybe
20
10,000.
20,000? What are you doing?
Maybe I'm picking the Super Bowl in that.
I think that's the thing. What about 200,000?
Yes, I'm taking the money there.
200,000? You taking?
Once
the
you
money?
get to 6 figures, I'm taking the money.
What about 999,000?
Wait, you would take $100,000 over a Bengals Super Bowl in the next 5 years? It's the most selfish thing I've ever heard of.
No, you didn't hear the rest. You didn't hear the rest. You didn't. Under Wilson's hypothetical, the Bengals could still win the Super Bowl when I got the money. This does not preclude them from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they have the same chances of winning Super Bowl as they've had the last 50 years.
They're just not guaranteed to win
That is
one.
the most selfish thing I've ever heard.
No.
Is it? You're
You
pretty
could
selfish.
save.
Well, what if they win the Super Bowl in year 6 when the thing's over and I have my
You
money
could-
and they won the
They're not
Super
winning
Bowl?
You
Super
could
Bowl.
guarantee your father sees a Bengals championship
That
in
is
his
true.
lifetime. You could end the pain and suffering of an entire NFL franchise and fan base, but no, you gotta pay taxes on it too, by the way. So you're down to like
No, it's tax free. It's tax free.
tax free. Oh, for $100,000?
He's going to buy
You're a
37
selfish
cars.
Why do you put it like
No.
that?
He's going to
You're
buy
such
37.
a selfish clown for that. That is
So you're
horrible.
saying I should not take the money for the greater good so that everyone, because
Yes.
it will make more people happy. That's what you're saying.
You know what you could do? That could be a loophole. You could do a GoFundMe and say, if I don't get more than $100,000 this GoFundMe, then I'm taking the money and running, sucker. That's a good loophole.
Oh my God.
I wonder how much you get. I mean, you get
Then the downside is when the Bengals don't win. It's like,
right. You
hey,
get
you
murdered.
said it's like actually no, Wilson said it was a guarantee. It turns out there's no.
What does he know? He's an idiot.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, tier number 3.
Greetings, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
Where the hell is he?
What the hell? I'm right here.
Maverick, the kind is headed for extinction.
Smoke in the air! Smoke in the air!
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Top Gun Maverick, rated PG-13.
Anywho, I'm not going to count on the commercial that would air on YouTube, but I am excited about seeing the new Top Gun.
Thank you, Goose.
Top Gun 2 has a 97% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dang.
I don't think, is it called Top Gun 2?
Top Gun 2
What else would it be
Maverick.
called?
It's called like Top Gun.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Rising Stars. All right. Not just saying, let's go.
It's Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. So in tier 3, JLC has no one listed for Rising
Zilch.
Stars.
Literally
year,
zilch.
and it is zilch. Last year it had Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, and Kyler Murray. So Burrow moved up. I'm fine with that. And Trevor Lawrence took a massive drop down.
Hold on, before you go on, let me just read what JLC wrote in the most recent article about the Rising Stars tier. I've been far too lenient with this category. Figured Lawrence was a generational talent and that even bumbling and disinterested Urban Meyer couldn't screw him up. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
True to that.
What a wasted year and what a ways to go before he gets to where many of us anointed him. I will suggest that Trevor Lawrence is still a rising star.
No. Based on what?
I'm not worried. I'm not ready. Okay. Kyler Murray should still be in a rising star category.
Yeah, I'm Trevor Lawrence. I'm fine putting him there.
I also think, as Nada suggested before the show, that Jalen Hurts should be in rising stars.
I think Jalen Hurts has shown more than Trevor Lawrence.
Yes. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is, dude, I'm just not going to wipe a guy off the radar because of one bad rookie year with like the single worst coaching hire in the history of professional football.
I'm not saying wipe him off. I have a few more tiers to go. All right, go ahead. Who else is in this list?
Trying to wipe him off, Wilson.
Who else is there? Rising Kenny Pickett?
I don't think anybody from this class is going in there.
Mac Jones, Tua.
There you go. Mac Jones and Tua.
Mac Jones, I'll put in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Tua.
Tua, I think, is a Tua. So I would have a decision coming
Before, what about
group, and it would include Daniel Jones, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields? What are you smoking?
Well, where do you put him?
Justin Fields. I mean, you talk about if Trevor Lawrence is a rising star and Justin Fields is, you got questions about? They're the same guy.
Okay. You can put Justin Fields in rising stars if you want. Trevor Lawrence is just better than Justin Fields.
Based on what?
Based on what? I mean, watching the film.
Oh, okay, Briscoe. What are you talking about?
Trevor Lawrence had some great throws. I'm not worried about Trevor Lawrence.
But I can't. I mean,
I think it's really hard to. I mean, it's just hard to take these guys who are going to be second-year quarterbacks in 2022 and figure out where to put them.
That's why I'm against putting Trevor Lawrence in this category, because he played just as terribly as Justin Fields and Zach.
Okay, I think the other thing you could do is create. So, like, I just disagree with JLC's tier. I just disagree with his tiers. I would have a too early to tell, and I think you can go Davis Mills, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields. Like, I don't think any of those guys who were rookies last year, outside of maybe Mac Jones, you can definitively say this guy's gonna be good or this guy's gonna be bad.
That I agree with. I don't know why there's a difference between. In fact, according to our buddies Football Outsiders, Justin Fields, his DVOA, his actually, if I look at total value, he was 31st and Trevor Lawrence was 32nd. So same player. Zach Wilson was 34th. Andy Dalton, for those keeping score, was 29th because he's terrible.
Ahead of Zach Wilson, who was the number 2 overall pick. Wilson.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like Brinson, you need to talk to JLC and tell him your what your protocol and what your rules are for tier 3 with the Rising Stars. Just say it has to be anyone who's still on the rookie contract and qualified for the Rising Stars.
Yeah. So, like, if you wanted to, you could put Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and Kyler Murray in rising stars. Like that would be the group of rising stars that I would consider in that spot. Like, I'm definitely consider Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow franchise quarterbacks. Same thing with Lamar Jackson.
I do too, but I could, if somebody said, "Hey, look, Joe Burrow's only played one full season. We don't know how he's going to shake out," or Justin Herbert's never been to the playoffs. Like, fine. If somebody wants to use those arguments and lower their tier, I get it. But like you, I do think both of those guys are franchise quarterbacks, even though I was on the fence with Herbert, but I do think he is one.
Exactly. Like, we all think they're franchise quarterbacks, but I mean, it is, we've seen dudes be great for 2 years and then, like it's not out of control that they would, that things could, go in a different direction. I think there needs to be a too early to tell category, and I think that category should feature. Anyway, top tier 3 rising stars. All right, we'll take Trevor Lawrence out. I would suggest that this is Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and Mac Jones.
Okay,
is that okay?
Yep, I'm in.
I agree with Nada. Rising stars has to be 3 years of service time or less. It's Kyler's about to go into his 4th year. Yeah, so like if Kyler, you can't be a rising star in your 5th year, like we're going into your 5th year.
That's like bringing on the practice squad in year 8 and people expecting you to be a contributor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm looking over the names, make sure. No Tua.
No. And so
No,
Tua falls for me into decision coming.
All right.
Unfairly, perhaps.
Well, you're skipping a tier there.
should there be the put up or shut up tier?
JLC's tier 4 is you can win with them.
Which we already kind of talked about.
Game managers, system quarterbacks. I mean, I'm not moving Derek Carr up to proven vets.
I am.
Not unless you send Cousins too.
No, that's not a package.
He's a
deal.
30-year-old quarterback.
Okay, I don't care. How old Matthew Stafford? Thank you.
He just won a Super Bowl, bro.
He did not. He got drugged to the Super Bowl. See, the tractor or the trailer? He was a trailer. Britz's mic must not be working.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and be trolled about Matthew Stafford. Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins are the same person. They're going to the same tier. You pick.
Tannehill is in that conversation.
Tannehill and Cousins are the same person, by the way.
Tannehill is a you can win with them quarterback.
As is Kirby Cousins.
I really think the most divisive name on this list, as far as where they should go, is Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Higher or lower?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if
I don't know.
He doesn't play the same style as Carr and Cousins, but I don't feel like he's ever going to win a Super Bowl.
But why is
and that's not to say he's not a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's a great quarterback.
Why is Dak Prescott on this list? That feels more egregious to me.
I feel like Dak's better than Kyler Murray. I agree. I said Dak. I would have Dak in tier 2.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
I'm fine with Kyler in tier 4 with you can win with them.
And I think
these are the guys. Well, we've kind of said that these are the guys you can get to the playoffs with, but you're probably not going to win a Super Bowl.
And Kyler shouldn't be in tier 3 because he's already played too long. I think this is the perfect place for Jameis Winston. Like, this is a Jameis Winston sweet spot.
So you have Carr, Cousins, Tannehill, Kyler, Jameis.
It's Cousins, Tannehill, Kyler, Jameis. And for now, Mac Jones, but we've had Mac Jones in the previous list. Tua, I think this is too high for Tua. Derek Carr is going to be in tier 2 for me, and Brinson.
Yeah.
See what happens when he doesn't pay attention. Just agrees.
I just can't. Just stop texting me between 1 and 2, please. Just stop.
Texting you? What are you talking about?
Not you. I'm just like, could you open the back? Like, I don't.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant between tiers 1 and tier 2. I haven't texted you anything between tiers 1 and tiers 2. I got you.
Okay. So, okay.
This guy's so flustered.
He's completely lost his train of thought. We've got to start
the
the
Rams
podcast.
trolling and his wife's new husband wanting to get in the back gate. He doesn't know what to do.
We've got to start the podcast over.
He's a mess.
Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins are in the same tier together.
We've already moved on from that, and we've agreed to disagree on that.
Jimmy Garoppolo, game manager.
He's hurt.
Why do you have to argue with everything? Do
Where are
you
you
not feel like tier 4 Jimmy Garoppolo, game manager, system quarterback checks out?
Yes, I would put him in tier 4.
But wait, Kirk Cousins or Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins the same person when healthy?
Yes, and so is Derek Carr.
Jimmy, Kirk, and Derek.
I mean, they said yes. Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, game managers, system quarterbacks, guys you can win with. But if you quit acting like Derek Carr is going to go win you a Super Bowl all of a sudden.
He's going to win me one. He ranked 8th in total value last year, according to Football Outsiders, just behind Kirk Cousins, sadly. That hurts. That hurts.
All right.
Didn't see
Again,
that coming. All right,
I agree that Kyler Murray is the most divisive. I don't think that Jameis Winston fits in this category. I think he's a guy, a veteran, and a placeholder.
He was having a really good year last year before.
He's having a fine year.
No, his best year ever.
What are you talking about?
Breech just shook his head affirmatively.
I mean, it was good. It was
He attempted 161 passes.
He got hurt in October.
Oh my God. What about his season do you think was that amazing?
That he didn't throw 50 interceptions?
He had 2 games with 300 because they weren't throwing it all.
His first game of the year, he threw 5 touchdowns on 8 passes.
Woo! And he beat Aaron Rodgers.
That's pretty
Woo,
good.
doggy!
Thank you, Breech.
Lost your mind.
You just like to hate on Jameis. My man was.
I'm not hating on Jameis. He went 14 of 20 and they won 38-3. Like,
how many touchdowns did he throw again?
He had 4, maybe 5.
That's pretty good.
5 of his
Next
14
game, you went
completions.
11 of 22, and they lost 26-7. They were
Did it?
terrified to let Jameis do anything.
Okay, you be that way. I'll be my way.
He had 2 games where more than a third of his passes were touchdowns.
Thank you.
It's bonkers.
Britt's not here snitch tweeting on Jameis.
It's ridiculous. They're the best. He's acting like he was having this like amazing season. I mean, he was having a fun dude.
He's in the
didn't
same
have-
tier as Ryan Tannehill, who threw 18 interceptions in the playoff loss to the
Wilson.
Bengals.
His average game, he completed 59% of his passes last year. That is really hard to do in the modern NFL, playing for Sean Payton offense. He averaged 185.7 yards per game. He had 13 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Efficient.
You know what? I agree with Brinson. I think he's a guy, veteran, and placeholder.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We agree to disagree.
And-
Jameis does not have the career success that Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr,
Well,
Ryan
no.
Tannehill, or Jimmy Garoppolo have.
No, it doesn't. I mean, he's going to argue with that.
Okay, so we're moving. All right. So anyone else you want to put into this tier 4?
No.
No, we good.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The only
Okay.
other one might be Jared Goff, but I think he's in that same tier with Jameis Winston.
Which is the next tier.
Yeah, so tier 5, guys, veterans, and placeholders.
Zilch. I think the ones that from 2021 also fit in 2022.
If you're in this tier of future, man, awkward for JLC that Nada's just way better at naming these tiers than JLC is. If you're in this tier, a future draft pick will be taking your job. That's a great call. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz,
Jameis.
Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch, you'll be a current draft pick will be taking your job, Mitch. Drew Lock.
Yeah.
No, because Drew Lock's in the next tier.
No, it's good
JLC.
luck. It's good luck, not good luck, Breach.
No, because this tier is the placeholders who maybe you might have a little bit of success with. The next
Yeah,
one
that's
is more.
true. I agree with that. Yeah.
So
The next one is you're throwing your season away and letting these guys start.
last year, Teddy Bridgewater made the list, understandably. Do you guys know who Teddy Bridgewater plays for? I just had to double check.
The Dolphins. Is it
I forgot
Dolphins?
about
Or am I dumb?
Yeah,
No, that's
second-
right. Because he's going to take over. It's going to be reverse draft pick. He's
I
going to take over.
wasn't sure. I was only about 85% sure.
He's going to take over for Tua.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think this is Goff, Wentz,
Mitchell.
Jameis, and
Mitchell.
Mitch Trubisky.
And look, man, you could put Tua here because Teddy Bridgewater could take up for by like.
See, I think, all right. So I think after you do this, like a future draft, tier 5. So tier 6 for me, you can have. I think you can have. I would have 3 more tiers.
3 more than after 5, you mean?
So I would have 6. I'm fine with a good luck tier, and it's like Drew Lock.
What's wrong?
Well, I see. I actually don't take it back. I would have 2 more tiers. I would have tier 6 for me would be too early to tell, and I think that's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields,
Zach Wilson. Trey
Zach
Lance.
Wilson, Trey Lance, and Davis Mills, and I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 7 would be big decision coming.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes and Tua, although because I don't think Tua can go into too early to tell, right?
No. This is it for him. He's got 1 year. He's got the best player at every position on offense. This is it. He doesn't get another chance.
Yeah. And then and you could do a final tier where it's like, good luck with that. And it's like Drew Lock,
Good luck with that.
Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota. You know.
Yeah, the tiers, like, I would be fine ranking the tiers like 1 through 32.
And I feel like Wentz could be in that Tua tier where
Tua,
it's like,
Tua, it's like Tua and Daniel Jones. Yeah.
and Wentz.
Like what big decision coming?
Yeah, if he doesn't, if he
he's
sucks this year,
13.
you can't stick with him.
No, I think that
13.
tier is one and done. Like something has to happen for you not to get like something good has
Ooh,
to
I like
happen
one and done. Yeah, that's a good call.
because you're getting fired. Like Tua,
I just don't think Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, like it's just these guys don't go together. Like Justin Fields is not good luck. I mean, it's
And that could be a function of playing in that offense, though. That could be good luck behind that offensive, offensive line, like playmakers. So yeah, it needs a little more definition for our purposes, but for JLC's purposes, this is what worked for him, and I get it. I'm not going to keep badmouthing like you are.
I'm not badmouthing JLC. I think like it's just like the presence of Justin Fields in that group kind of throws me off.
No, you want to put Justin Fields in the 1 year to prove himself group with Trevor Lawrence being a rising star.
I wanted to put it's too early to tell. It's just too early to tell. You cannot like banish these guys into, you can't say they're like budding superstars or there needs to just be it's only been 1 year and we're not going to freak out about it. Although, has it been 2 for Burrow and 2 for Herbert and 2 for Tua? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
God, it feels like it. I mean, isn't it? It's crazy how like where those 3 sit after just 2 years. Like we're like Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, bona fide franchise quarterbacks. It's like Tua, if he messes up.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that. The first 2 are playing out of their minds. The other one is playing not terribly, but he's playing replacement level football.
Sure.
And I think after 2 years, you feel comfortable saying that there's nothing to worry about. Like, Breech, you're not trading Russ Wilson for Joe Burrow, are you?
No, Russell Wilson's too old.
Even at 31, what's he, 31?
No, I agree with that.
34?
Oh, is he that old?
Or he turns 34 in November. So he's getting up there.
I'm trying. Let's. So, would you trade Dak Prescott for Joe Burrow?
Nah.
I don't think I wouldn't. You would take.
You mean would you?
My point is that 2 years in, you know what you have in Joe Burrow. 1 year in, the jury's still out on your quarterback, even if he has a good year.
Yes. Like you just simply can't say Trevor Lawrence isn't going to work out. Like no one can know that.
Like, would you trade Russ Wilson for Mac Jones if you're the Patriots? I would 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, definitely.
My point is he had one sort of good year, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. I mean, would you trade Patrick Mahomes for Justin Herbert if you're the Chargers?
No.
Would you give up Justin Herbert to get Patrick Mahomes?
If you're the Chargers, I don't think I would either. Yeah, that's the point. Like 2 years
the
in,
Chargers get Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, but you had to think about it.
I think the Chiefs would at least be like, oh.
That's the point. Like 2 years in, you feel good about Burrow. You feel good about Herbert. Tua, you're trading him for, you might trade for Davis Mills. Like, I'm not even kidding.
These are the weirdest trades.
Well, I'm just trying to show, like, you know, they're the same draft class. 2 years in, you know what you have in 2 of the 3 of them. You don't know what you have in 2 of, that's why he's in the list he is. But 1 year,
saying like Herbert is like you at least like you're like, oh, he's younger than Patrick
Burrow
Mahomes.
and Herbert feel established going into year 3. Tua does not. Mac Jones is not established because he only played 1 year, and we don't know about the other quarterbacks.
Back to Breech is like when you're doing a franchise quarterback draft, like you're starting, all the franchises are starting over, and you're doing a draft. I mean, are we including contracts in this or not?
I don't know.
No.
What's your next question?
There's no contracts, but just age. But age matters, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes is still 1, I think.
Mahomes is getting taken before Herbert. So if that's
Mahomes is 1 and Justin Herbert's 2, but that's how close they are for me.
But Breech is taking Burrow.
Herbert is the second guy taking in your franchise quarterback draft.
What's wrong with that? Who are you taking?
I don't think that's crazy.
Joe Burrow.
Well, that's the same thing. And then, like for me, it'd probably be Herbert.
No, Josh Allen's 2, guys. Josh Allen's 2.
I might take care. It's close.
No,
I think I'm taking Josh Allen too.
Josh Allen's 2. Josh Allen might be
I always said Joe Burrow to push my
Counteract.
Bengals. No, I would take Josh Allen at 2.
What would you would if the Bills called the Bengals were like, hey, we'll give you Josh Allen for Joe Burrow, you're saying yes, right?
I would not make the trade, but if I was starting a franchise over and making an objective draft that makes out Bengals fans.
No. See, that's the thing is like you can't be like, well, no, we already have Joe Burrow.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, Breech.
Yeah.
Yes, I could do that. I could say I wouldn't make a trade, but I can say if I was starting a franchise over, that Josh Allen would be the second pick in the NFL quarterback draft.
I think you go Mahomes, Allen,
Herbert,
Burrow, Lamar. I mean, Russ and Rodgers and Brady and Stafford are pretty old.
They're all old.
I think Rodgers is an interesting one because he's been playing at such a high level, and he's only 38. So, like, if you feel like he has 5 more good years,
He
4
doesn't
more,
have 5 years.
What?
3,
And he's so
2,
wishy-washy.
5?
He can retire in 2
2
weeks.
years ago.
Right, exactly. Get out of here.
5.
He's crazy. He does
So
not
where
have-
is he? Well, maybe he'll be reinvigorated playing for your new team.
Yeah, he wants to go to the Texans for 5 more years. Are you crazy?
Have you ever been to Houston? It's a nice city, Ryan.
It's 1,000 degrees every year, every day.
5.
You've never been to Houston.
Look, he's only 38. He might have 15 or 20 good more years left in his.
Hey, Tom Brady has proven that you can play until you're 60.
Tom Brady retired this offseason.
And he unretired.
Yeah, after his wife kicked him out of the house, he couldn't buy the Dolphins.
Yeah. So how's that going to change?
He'll buy the Dolphins next year. Yeah, I think it's Patrick, Josh, Joe. Breech is going with Joe Burrow, but I think normal people are going with Justin.
I think Mahomes and Allen are 1A, 1B.
Who's 5 though?
And then Herbert and Burrow are 2A, 2B.
You said Lamar. I think I'm taking Lamar over Dak. I am taking Lamar over Dak as number 5.
I think you can consider Russell Wilson over those guys, but
He's too old. Anyone over 32
yeah.
and a half is out.
Oh, what about Deshaun? If we take out the,
I'm not even including him because I don't know what he's up to.
what about Kyler?
No, he's.
I told you Kyler is not.
Actually, you know what, I'll go. I think I'm taking Trevor Lawrence. Maybe
That's fine. Go crazy.
he would have been he would have been like number 3 like before last year.
Yeah,
So I'll buy the dip.
but I was on
Bitcoin bros say. Let me guess. Wilson at 5 is taking Derek Carr.
6.
I mean, at 5, I might even think about taking Dak.
Yeah.
over
just
Lamar.
He's young.
Would you take him over Lamar?
Probably.
I feel like you have a better chance of fashioning an offense around Dak than Lamar.
What
That's-
gives you that
that's-
indication? One won the MVP, and the other one couldn't get an 18-yard on 4th and 18 or whatever that play was. That cost.
Well, one's coached by Mike McCarthy and one's coached by someone who built an offense around him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
I'm just saying you're not guaranteed that you're going to get
It's
the Ravens ecosystem around him.
I get it, but I feel better with Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Lamar is high up there for me. Maybe the larger point is that with the departure of these, I mean, we're not far away from Brady, Rodgers, Stafford, and Wilson being gone. We're being so old that they're not quite, what they were before. We have elite quarterbacks, but I mean, it's hard to figure out how you would rank them if you're building a franchise, I think. Okay. I think we did a fairly decent job of ripping apart GLC's tiers.
Maybe in July we can actually do our quarterback draft, the 3 of us.
Oh yeah, we got to pre-draft that thing. We still owe Brinson $33.
Oh yeah, you do have $33. Pay up.
Was it with the Venmo you? How's
At
that work?
Brinson on Venmo.
I don't Venmo.
Send it.
I only do cash. I don't trust the system.
That's not true. You on Venmo.
I only do crypto. I just saw that.
It is. Yeah, I only do crypto too.
I just saw that Bitcoin
You give me
documentary.
$33 worth of Bitcoin.
$33 worth of Bitcoin.
I was
might
gonna
only be worth $16 by tomorrow. So joke's on you.
That's right. That is a good joke.
It's a great joke. All right, that'll do it for the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Always a good time here with the Super Friends. For Breech, for Wilson, I'm Brinson. We'll talk to you guys later.